What is it that identifies a naughty behaviour to an anxious behaviour? Do they coincide?
Well, I think all behaviour has a purpose in an animal's life. So if we can identify if there's an emotional reason behind that behaviour, sometimes it might be that an animal's feeling frustrated, sometimes it's that they're feeling fearful, sometimes it's that they're feeling anxious or stressed. So it's about trying to understand A, what the triggers are, and B, how they're responding to those, and then we can support them in the right ways.
And I guess that's why this campaign is so important, right?
Yeah, I mean, part of this campaign is about understanding those signs of stress, and that animals as sentient beings, they all have emotions in the same way that humans do.
We talk about mental health and anxiety a lot more now in humans, and I think it's so important. And do you think it is something that we should talk about more in dogs? Is it something that we should take as important as how we're now taking it with us in humans?
Yeah, I think there's definitely been a rise, hasn't there, in awareness of mental health in humans, and it would be brilliant, and part of this campaign is about raising that awareness with dogs and cats too, because they still feel those same emotions, and I think it's useful for us as humans to recognise situations that might trigger our anxiety and have coping strategies so that we can still do those things in life. And it's the same for our dogs. Obviously, for dogs, it's about the owner or the caregiver providing that support and having those tools to be able to support their dog.
There's massive statistics when it comes to our dogs, especially with anxiety. What are the big signs that we can look out for when looking at our pets to make sure that they're not anxious?
I think some of the more obvious signs of anxiety are things like hiding or not wanting to leave the house, and those are often signs that you can't miss. But then we can also see much more subtle signs as well, and some of those might be things like dogs that are panting when they haven't done much exercise and it's not hot. That can be a sign of stress. Some dogs that do a lot of lip licking or some stress yawning when they're just starting to feel a little bit anxious about something. And then obviously we've got things like their ear position and tail position. They're always communicating with us, and those are key signs when they're just starting to feel slightly anxious that we can pick up on.
So when our pets are anxious, what can we do as pet owners to support them?
So I think identifying those signs of anxiety is the first thing. Once we recognise that our dog is feeling anxious, then we can put measures in to support them. And some of the ways we can do that is by teaching our dogs that certain situations actually mean that good things happen rather than them anticipating something unpleasant might happen. We can be their advocate, we can make sure we step in and that we have their back, and that our dogs know that we have their back so that they turn to us when they're feeling a bit unsure. We can use adaptil products. Those act like a mum's reassuring hug, so it can just really help minimise the smaller stresses in life so they don't build up into a situation that a dog is really going to struggle with.